National VIPs. President and Commander-in-Chief Armed Forces of the Philippines. Case Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Secretary of National Defense. Honorable Delfin Negrillo Lorenzana. Military VIPs. Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines. General Andres C. Centino, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Commanding General, Philippine Army. General Romeo S. Browner, Jr., Armed Forces of the Philippines. Commander Ariscom. Major General Fernando V. Felipe, Philippine Army. Group Commander 9 RCDG. Colonel Patricio S. Tumales, Infantry GSC, Philippine Army. Commanding Officer 902nd Zamboanga del Norte CDC, Major Ladjo V. Lumantas, CA, Philippine Army. President G.R. Misio System. Dr. Dailinda R. Lapot, NSTP Director. Dr. Rachel J. Daimil, NSTP. Dr. Roel J. Lopisilio, Commandant G.R. Misio ROTC. Major Eladio V. Lumantas, CA, Philippine Army. Assistant Commandant Second Lieutenant Nicanor Biognimaga, Reserve, Philippine Army. Chief Clerk Corporal Roderick C. Acoimo, Infantry, Philippine Army. Tactical Officer Captain Cesar C. Bala, Reserve, Philippine Army. Second Lieutenant Joey Peter M. Bilaros, Reserve, Philippine Army. Senior Tactical NCOs Reservist, Admin NCO Sergeant Colonel R. Lapot, Reserve, Philippine Army. Tactical NCOs Reservist, Private First Class John Ray A. Malasa, Infantry, Philippine Army. Staff Sergeant Gerald Rich H. Soto, Reserve, Philippine Army. Staff Sergeant Michael Ray Elvin S. Boreros, Reserve, Philippine Army. Sergeant Nancy E. Arang Baranges, Reserve, Philippine Army. Sergeant Maynard O. Comisilia, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Rodel J. Patangan, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Rich A. De La Rosa, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Charlene E. Tagapan, Reserve, Philippine Army. Graduate Military Assistant GMA Private Adams N. Sumalpong, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Ilu B. Lagradilla, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Jefferson Paglinawan, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Rico Jack J. Tawataw, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Glenn Mar J. Olinan, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Shashara May M. Halin, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Gisrel M. Pasculado, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Vincent Jubilee G. Cadano, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private Ray R. Dayaw, Reserve, Philippine Army. Private John Ray P. Baladares, Reserve Philippine Army. Private Jubin Ray E. Sakal, Reserve Philippine Army. Private John Fritz C. Cuenca, Reserve Philippine Army. Private John Paul P. Yoro, Reserve Philippine Army. Private Michelle B. Andicoy, Reserve Philippine Army. Private Lance Alistair L. Pagasian, Reserve Philippine Army. Private Mark Jel S. Lagamon, Reserve Philippine Army. Private Glyzel Faith D. Carino, Reserve Philippine Army. Private Glyza Claire C. Cano, Reserve Philippine Army. Private Gisaline Ilupre, Reserve Philippine Army. Private Maibel B. Singkay, Reserve Philippine Army. BDA Corps Commander. Cadet Colonel J. P. Monte de Ramos, ROTC First Class. Exo-Disciplinary Officer. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Roderick L. Cadorna, ROTC First Class. BDE S1 Adjutant. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Bliss T. Manlupig, ROTC First Class. BDE S2 Intelligence Officer. Cadet Lieutenant Ronel V. Bailon, ROTC First Class. BDE S3 Operation Officer. Cadet Lieutenant Ramil P. Samson, ROTC First Class. BDE S4 Logistic Officer. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Silamay P. Azores, ROTC First Class. BDE S7 Liaison Officer. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Jamaica S. Lagudas, ROTC First Class. First BN Commander. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Jomari T. Osabel, ROTC First Class. Second BN Commander. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel J. Ford C. Ferigora, ROTC First Class. First BN Exo Disciplinary. Cadet Major John Mar T. Clemenia, ROTC First Class. BNS1 Adjutant. Cadet Major Kathleen Rose E. Abaw, ROTC First Class. BNS2 Intelligence. Cadet Major Jericho T. Osabel, ROTC First Class. BNS3 Operation. Cadet Major Jason A. Amarole, ROTC First Class. BNS4 Logistic. Cadet Major Maalona Jane B. Alfon, ROTC First Class. BNS7 Liaison. Cadet Major Chanli R. Silva, ROTC First Class. Second BN Exo-Disciplinary. Cadet Major Brian P. Banuelos, ROTC First Class. BNS1 Adjutant. Cadet Major Rubelin B. Magnaw ROTC First Class. BNS2 Intelligence. Cadet Major Hansel D. Susubrado, ROTC First Class. BNS3 Operation. Cadet Major Raymart O. Lakay, ROTC First Class. BNS4 Logistic. Cadet Major Merijoy C. Maghinay, ROTC First Class. BNS7 Liaison. Cadet Major Rowella Bernadette B. Quinlog, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Mary Chris A. Nidama, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Aaron J. Kalansang, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Stephen J. F. Taklian, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Juvenal P. Catilo, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Christian G. Sardan, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Arian Faye N. Palangan, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Bobby Janela G. Cañete, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Gino A. Carbonilla, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Kent O. Dampayla, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Raymark S. Anyo, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Brittany D. Agwit, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Rickman V. Cabanag, ROTC First Class. Cadet Major Mark Jean F. Proceso, ROTC First Class. CDT Cadet Captain Mr. V. D. Ikaw, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Richard S. Zamores, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Joseph B. Miral, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Erwin T. Alumares, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Aurelio L. Flores Jr., ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Kent Roy F. Maghanoy, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Rowan Vincent A. Sumanduran, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Jefferson N. Makiling, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Blaze Jason H. Whiting, ROTC First Class. Second Class, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain May Angel S. Conato, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Raymar B. Bimos, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain John Kenneth B. Deserdo, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Jonathan D. Gumanad, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Kevin M. Delicano, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Lindsay Kyle S. Abapo, ROTC Second Class. Cadet Captain Lubili J. T. Maginsay, ROTC Second Class. Military Professionalism. Men who adopt the profession of arms submit their own accord, their own free will, to the law of perpetual constraints of their own accord. They reject the right to live or they choose to say what they think, to dress as they like. From the moment they become soldiers, it needs but an order to settle them in this space, to move them so that to separate them from their families and dislocate their normal lives. In the world of command, they must rise, march, run, endure bad weather, and go out without sleep or food. Be isolated in some distance post, work until they drop. They have ceased to be the master of their own fate. If they drop on their tracks, their ashes shall be scattered in the four winds. That is all part and parcel of their job. Pledge of loyalty. If you work for a man, in heaven's name, work for him. Speak well of him, and stand by the institution that he represents. Remember, an ounce of loyalty is worth a pound of cleverness. If you must grow condemned and eternally find fault, why not resign your position? And when you outside, damn to your heart's content. But as long as you are part of this institution, do not condemn it. If you do, the first high wind that comes along will blow you away, and probably you'll never know why. Military courtesy. Ang act of politeness, civility, and respect that a personnel in the military organization accord to one another. Military discipline. It is a state of order and obedient existence with a command. Military leadership. It is the process of influencing men in such a manner as to accomplish the mission. Military secrecy. What you see, what you hear, when you live it here. Salute is the highest form of courtesy. 11 General Orders. To take charge of this post and all government property in view. To walk my post in a military manner, keeping always on alert and observing everything that takes place within sight or hearing. To report all violation of orders I am instructed to enforce. To repeat all calls from post or distant from the guardhouse than my own. To quit my post only when properly relieved. To receive, obey, and pass on the sentinel who relieves me all orders from the commanding officer. officer of the day, and non-commissioned officer of the guard only. To talk to no one except in line of duty. To give the alarm in case of fire or disorder. To call the commander of the guard in any case not covered by instruction. To salute all officers, colors, and standard not case. To be especially watchful at night and during the time of challenging, to challenge all person or near my post, and to allow no one to pass without proper authority.